Hi, this is Country Carrie, and we're making pies today at my house, and so I wanted to let you know what type of pies we usually do here. Thanksgiving's around the corner, and so we do extra pies. I know my family likes to come to the country for the wide open spaces and for my pies. So I'm going to tell you about some of them right now. Now, on another video, I told you how to make the pie crust already, and the award-winning pie crust, and also how to do some make your own pie filling. Today I'm going to tell you some of the combinations that we do sometimes with our pies. So I will first start with the traditional pumpkin pie. I have home bottled pumpkin in the past, and I actually don't like it as well as the Libby pumpkin pie. And my favorite thing actually to do with Libby pumpkin is to make the roll-up pumpkin rolls with the cream cheese filling in them. So that's my favorite actually to do. I do have family members that like pumpkin pie, however. The next thing that I want to tell you about is, I'll just kind of go by what's by me, is our banana cream. Now this is something that I grew up with, my mother made, and it was always fabulous. And the nice thing about banana cream, you can either make your homemade crust, which is actually the best, or you can buy a graham cracker crust if you want to make it quick and easy. Either one tastes okay. What you do is you buy Jell-O. You can either buy banana cream or vanilla. Instant Jell-O pudding, not the cooking kind, the instant. And then my mom always made wonderful heavy whipped cream, and she, added the vanilla and the powdered sugar to it, and it was always wonderful. But sometimes in the country, if you don't have cream on hand, you can, I pulled this off my shelves, food storage shelves, so I can show you, you can use Dream Whip, and that will work. I've also used Cool Whip. I try not to do that so much because it's not really a food product, but because I try to make things healthy. But banana cream pudding, what you do is you make your banana, your pudding in one bowl. You make your cream, whatever kind of cream you're using, in one bowl. And then you fold some of the cream in with the pudding, and it makes it really nice and light. You take your banana, slice it onto the bottom of your pie crust, whatever kind you're using, and then top it with your pudding cream mixture, and then put it in the fridge to set up, and it's fabulous. It's really, really light, and it's easy to eat even if you're stuffed, like on Thanksgiving. Something else that's just like this is also your coconut cream. So when I do coconut cream, it's best to use the vanilla flavoring or vanilla pudding. Again, you want Jell-O instant pudding. And then you also want, again, your cream, either your heavy whipped cream or Dream Whip will work, or Cool Whip. And then you, again, fold in your cream into your pre-made pudding. And then you just pour in some coconut. And then you can put that in your crust. And again, you can also use a graham cracker crust, but it tastes the best with just a homemade crust. So that's coconut cream pies. We'll do this next one. This is blueberry pie filling. And you can actually use blueberry you can use rhubarb. If you have rhubarb in your freezer, you can make a rhubarb blueberry pie. Or what I have here is huckleberries. And this is awesome, to use my blueberry pie filling and then fold in some huckleberries. Now I just took these out of the freezer, and they just are wonderful. Huckleberries also work really good for a cream cheese, is what we had. But anyway, so that's an idea. You can I've made just straight blueberry pie before, and that's awesome. My husband loves blueberries. And or you can do blueberry huckleberry pie. That works. Alrighty. So my son-in-law Dave loves peach pie. Well, and so does Colton. But in the past, I have bottled my own peach filling. This year, I made it into jam and dried some leather with my peaches, but that I got. But peach pie filling is yummy too. What I like to do when I make my upper crust is make sure I have my cinnamon sugar bear available. It's mostly cinnamon with enough sugar in it so that it actually comes out well. And then put it on top of my second crust. And not on the edges, just on the center. And then, and that just makes it just a little bit better. A little bit of cinnamony, you know, which is great. Let's see, which one should I tell you about next? How about our chocolate cream pie? Now this one is just like banana cream, coconut cream, chocolate cream. They're all pretty much the same. You can make, they have Oreo pie crust. They have chocolate type of pie crust that you can use, or you can use a regular homemade one. And then you make your chocolate pudding, and you make your cream. Again, heavy whipping cream, Dream Whip, Cool Whip, and it ends up being a really yummy, and you fold it in, and it makes a really light, yummy chocolate pie. And then if you have some dipping chocolate on hand, you could even grate a little bit of that on top for garnish, but it's up to you. Now, I'm saving the best for last, so I'm going to tell you about this cherry pie filling. So I've also bottled cherry. This year I haven't done it yet. I might still do it this year, but not yet. So you can either have just a plain old cherry pie, or I took some raspberries out of the freezer, and this one's going to be a cherry raspberry pie. And so, you know, it's fun to make things just a little bit different. And especially where I live, I have access to raspberries and huckleberries and, you know, different things. And so it's fun to just kind of add a little bit of personality into our own pies. Now, another kind of pie that you can make is lemon meringue. This is one of our family favorites, especially my brother Jeff. He loves lemon meringue, and it makes my mouth water thinking about it. And I always make mine from scratch because it gives it that tart flavor of your lemon meringue pies. And so these are great. And it's one I try to always have, especially when my brother's coming, right? And then this is the one I want to tell you about today. So this is, this Aunt Gwen wanted to know how I made my Carmel Apple Pie. So you can do just a regular apple pie, which is great with your homemade apple pie filling, which I showed you how to do in another video. Or I guess you could buy store-bought pie filling, but to me it tastes so good with the homemade pie filling. But then once you make your crust and your bottom crust, put in your pie filling, then drizzle it with some caramel. So the easiest way I can think of is just using your ice cream topping and just drizzle it in. You don't need to add the whole jar. It might be, it would be too much, but just drizzle some on top. And then make your second crust, and then on your second crust, add a little bit of cinnamon and sugar. And again, you know, when you're baking pie, make sure you put something around the edges, either foil or one of those crust savers around the edges so it doesn't burn. And then cook it, and then the last 15 minutes or so, take it off so the whole pie gets browned, and it's a fabulous pie. I'm going to start on my pies tonight. One little tip I want to tell you about is what I use for pie tins. So I do have some glass ones that I use when I'm making pies the day before or the day of. But when I'm making them like now, when I'm going to mass produce them and have them in my freezer, these were just bought at the dollar store. But they're pretty sturdy. And they're ones that if I make a pie for a neighbor, I use these so you don't have to worry about getting your pan back. Anyway, these work out great. So I just wanted to talk about pies before I started making them, because country is caring and sharing. And because I care about you, I wanted to share some of the things we do as a family for our Thanksgiving tradition. And actually, we are pie lovers. We eat pies all year long. But maybe some of these ideas will spark your interest in making your Thanksgiving pie. Happy Thanksgiving.